In this video, we're going to take a look at Box of Terrors and Tomb of Zines from Philip Reed. These are very creative boxes that can be used to hold your zines. At the end of the video, I'm going to share with you a solution if maybe these boxes just won't hold enough zines for you. I've got something that will hold a lot of zines for you. So let's get into this. Welcome to Solitary RPG. I recently received my Kickstarter rewards from Philip Reed for Tomb of Zines, and I added on Box of Terrors, which was a previous Kickstarter that I missed out on. These two products are very creative. They're not just simple storage boxes, they're actually full of content to help you play Morkborg and just add more to your game session and also provide a storage solution. I really love Philip Reed's creativity and how he's taking something as mundane as a box to hold stuff and creating something that we can actually use in our game. Let's not kid ourselves. These are just simple storage boxes. I use them all the time to hold games. This is one I received a book in, and I turned around and put a bunch of zines in it to hold them. But these are just really cool. First, we're going to take a look at Box of Terrors. And what's really neat about these boxes is they're not just storage boxes. They're full of information that you can use for your games. And this one in particular comes with some evil encounters that your players can run across. And simply what you do is you roll a d6 on this in the box. You actually roll it in the box like a dice tray. And if you land on one of these hexes, you will encounter, that will be your encounter. And we're going to use my new custom dice that my wife bought me at a craft event yesterday. The 3's the face of the skull, and then it's awkwardly sized, but it's just really cool. Anyways, and it's hard to roll and land on a hex. This is a mechanic I've used in other games, and it can be it's a little bit of a dexterity thing because you don't want to roll too hard. It takes finesse. But if you can do it, there you go. So we landed on the 3 and we rolled a 4. So the first thing you're going to do is who's with your encounter. So then you're going to roll another d6. So we know who our encounter is. And on the left-hand side, you have your encounters. We're going to roll another d6 to see who's with our encounters. So we rolled a 3. We got 2 d4 goblins. So you would roll those up, and that would be who's going with your encounter. And number 3, an adventurer or seeker of treasures. So that's who we rolled. You'd roll a d6. I rolled a 6. Joanne Ager, HP 7, morale 8, leather armor minus D2, dagger D4, staff D4, wants to be left alone. So we've rolled up an encounter, we got a name, we've got stats, and we're good to go. And then she'll have the goblins running around with her. So that's kind of how this box works. It's really just to create either encounters, like NPC encounters, or you're going to create creature encounters. But that's what you're doing with this box. It's really neat. I will recommend up front, don't use metal dice in this. This is a cardboard box. It's corrugated. Metal dice will damage it. So don't do that. So that's how that works. But inside the box also came with some additional material. And this is where Philip Reed really shines. This is Return to the Valley of Despair. This is an adventure, and I love how these fold out into this poster concept, and then they fold back in a nice compact way. I just think this is really cool because you just lay this out on your table. You have all of your stuff. You have your D20 random encounters, information on skeletons and creepy crawlies down here at the bottom, and then you flip it over and you have more information introducing the adventure, random encounters, great art, and then when you're done, you just fold it all up. Now, you may like think to yourself, well, I'm not going to get to use that very often because as time goes on, this paper is going to get worn out and all that. But it's not like you're going to run this adventure 100 times. You're just going to run it probably once, maybe twice, and then you're going to be done with it. And then you fold it up, and it's just in this nice little compact like fold out, and it's just cool. It looks like a road map from back in the day. And then on top of that, you get this folder. This is just so cool. I just really like this. D12 skeleton encounters. You got, first of all, you get a bookmark for the Glove of Horrible Suffering, which is a character that can be encountered. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but basically it's got a glove that does evil things to it. And then you have skeleton encounters. What are the skeletons doing? What are they equipped with? Some basic information for them. But then you get all these little fold out little one shots that you can do, and there's just a bunch of them in this little folder that you can keep them in. The forest stones, a little background information, and then who you're going to encounter. And that's what this is all about. Just creating little, Morkborg isn't one of those games where your characters are superheroes. They're going to die, and these are just great little sites that you can kill your characters off in, and they got little adventure sites and encounters along the way. That's what I really like about the stuff Philip Reed creates. It's unique, it's awesome, great art that fits the vibe of Morkborg, and it's not the crazy scratchy art. Sorry about the glare. These are high gloss quality fold outs, and if you're concerned about folding them and unfolding them, these might be something that you press into like some wood, in between wood to keep them, but trying to find a place to hold something this size might be a little bit unique. These are like record album size, so you might want to have to look for something like that. But anyways, these are just some little adventure sites that you can run through, and then you have some skeletons to encounter, and then you have a whole nother adventure. And it's just a really cool product, very creative, and that is one of the reasons why I support Philip Reed so much, is I love his creativity. And then, now that I've got all this stuff in here, I can take one of my old boxes that I have laying on my shelf, which looks ugly because there's no spine on this. And even though I could decorate it, why would I decorate it when I already have something that's decorated gorgeously? And this will look so much nicer on my shelf versus something like this. Like, to me, that looks ugly on my bookshelf. I don't like that at all. First of all, if I'm looking for a particular zine, I have no labels, so I can't really tell. I usually end up pulling a lot of them off the shelf just to find them. In this box, I can just keep very specific zines, maybe for a project that I'm working on or something like that. So this is Forbidden Solemn. So I got that. I got a character sheet. I got expansion books, and I have my zines, and I have another character sheet. All fits in the box, folds up nicely. And now whenever I'm looking for Forbidden Psalm, all of my stuff is in one box, and I'm done. And that's what I like about it. And it's going to look gorgeous on my shelf because this is just awesome art. And then I can throw the cardboard one away. Garbage. And now I just have a nice box. The Tomb of Zines is the most recent one that came out from Philip Reed. And again, awesome art on the front. Got this spine that you can look at. But here on the other side, you have this spine where you can actually write on it. And you can write what zines you have in it if you're keeping very specific zines. Or maybe you're just using this for an adventure that you're running, a campaign, and you're just kind of keeping track of information on it. Whatever works for you. But what's inside this one, this cool wizard's tower, and it's you just kind of roll on it. You've got these side things that you're going to roll on. So basically the way this one works, let me pull this stuff out because this is separate. So what you're going to do is you're going to roll on this chart. I rolled a 3. A scoundrel sees opportunity. See the scoundrel plots on the left, which is right here. And then you'd roll again. You roll a 5. A tribe of goblins excavating a ruined fortress have found valuable treasures. So you've kind of created a little bit of a small adventure site or something to go exploring. Some of these are going to refer you to these little pamphlets, and these little pamphlets have a variety of different gaming plots for your game. So this is like the wizard's attack. So these are the types of attack a wizard's going to do. This is going to be the wizard's secrets, and these are just little charts you can roll on for different things. A wizard's request is this one, and they're just front and back with a little bit of art on them. Wizard's demands. So if the wizard's going to demand something of you. The wizard's tales, and then the wizard's summons. So these are some encounters that the wizard can summon. So when you're rolling on this chart, some of these are going to refer to these pamphlets. Some are just going to be information that you're going to just use as part of your adventure. What also came with this is really like this little card, and it's the skeletons. And then you've got a D10 chart you can roll on. That gives you what's the skeleton wanting. You know, attacks, begs for help, flees, is lonely, steals an item, is not alone, wants a friend. Could you imagine if you had a skeleton who wanted to be your friend? Only in Morkborg could that happen. Attacks, uses a scroll, tells a story. Then on the back, this is what the skeleton's carrying, and it's just this little card. It's just really cool. And then there's this one. The unmoving skeleton. So basically there's a skeleton that's just laying there, and this is what you roll on D8 and what happens. So these are just really cool. These are just really neat little adventure things. Magic mouths. So this is just what it says. These are different types of mouths that you can encounter in an adventure, and it's just a weird mouth doing things, telling lies, or whatever the mouth is designed to do by a wizard. And then you have magic hands. So think of Wednesday, and think of the hand, from the Addams Family. These are just different types of hands and what they do. So they can be thieving hands, firebolt hands, like they're just different hands. Magic hands, basic, and then just has a little bit of some stats. Just cool stuff. And again, these are just very little, little pamphlet information that you can just have handy, have handy for your adventures. And I just really like them. And just, again, I think Philip Reed is one of the more creative people in our industry, just making some really neat products to help you with your games, making a lot of Morkborg products, but he also works for Steve Jackson Games and makes a lot of products for Steve Jackson's games. But these only hold a little bit of product. And most of us have a lot of zines. And one of the things I've always been looking for is I have a pretty significant collection of 4 Against Darkness, and I've never been able to find a box to hold those zines in. I've always been looking for like a long box for like comic books, to where I can just flip through those and find the book I'm looking for, because 4 Against Darkness has a lot of different books, and I'm still looking for a box that fits those, by the way. But I've come very close, and what I'm about to show you is one of those possibilities. So in my quest to find a box to fit my 4 Against Darkness books, one day I was at the dollar store. It's called Dollar Tree, where everything's $1.25. Sometimes naming your businesses, you need to account for the future. They had these portable hanging file storage boxes, and basically they're about the half size of a regular banker's box. And when I bought one, brought it home, and I was trying to put my 4 Against Darkness books in it, they just barely don't fit. And that was a concern to me, because I almost have to force them into the ends, and I don't want to damage the books. So I abandoned that idea. But then I was like, well, I bet you I could put my zines in there. And boom, all of my zines fit in the box for the most part. There are some zines that don't fit because not all zines are the same size. So my Vast Grim zines don't fit in this box. But all my Morkborg stuff fits, and my micro RPG stuff, and all that random stuff that I buy, like little boxes of cards or things for gaming aids and just random zines, all just fit right in this box. It's perfect. And they only, they're $1.25 at the Dollar Tree. You can buy them online, and I'll put a link to Dollar Tree in the video descriptions. Unfortunately, though, you have to buy a bunch of them. They don't just send you one. You end up, I think it's like 25 of them. So you got to spend a lot. Plus, you got to pay for shipping. So you may want to look around. Here's the information of the company that makes them. Maybe you can find something in your local area that fits this. But what's neat about it is this is meant for hanging files. So you can see there's a little plastic piece where the sides are. And that's obviously to keep the box safe from the hanging files, but they're decent size for hanging files, which means you can also put larger books in here, regular standard books for your RPG games, and just think about it as a way of maybe keeping books and files and information about a campaign you're running. Instead of having to find all this information, you can keep it all in just one little box that didn't cost you a lot of money. You can decorate the box, glue stuff on, kind of take the concept that Philip Reed did with his box. You can glue like charts and tables and things onto the box. Who cares? It's just for your campaign. And you can just keep it all, and it's small, it's compact, so you can do it. But this is a good solution if you have a lot of zines, and you can just flip through it just like a long box for comic books when you're looking for that particular zine. As you can tell, I have a lot of zines, and that doesn't even have all of my collection in it. But I have gone out and bought more of these. And all these is just like a regular banker's box, but it's just smaller, and you just fold them up and do all the fold tabs and all that kind of stuff, and boom, you're done. You've got your box. So if you're looking for this type of a solution for your collection of zines, you might want to reach out to like a company, see if you can find them in your local area. Everybody's area is going to be a little different, but it is Jot. I'll put a link to the Dollar Tree site, but that's a US thing. If you're watching in other countries, you're going to have to try to figure it out. They're just they're half-size banker boxes, and I think they're perfect for a lot of different purposes, especially just like paper that you keep on hand instead of having it all in like a regular full-size banker box, or just having paper stacked all over the place. Just throw out one of these, push it into a closet, push it out of the way. This looks better when your stuff is all boxed up nicely, and when you need it, you can just flip right through it. Back to the original boxes from Philip Reed. Again, these are fantastic with all the pamphlets inside of them, giving you additional information for your games. And then same concept. If you're running a campaign or something, you can just keep the books that you need, the zines that you need, all the paperwork. You can even keep some of your dice and cards and all your random stuff in a box. So that way when you want to go play your games, you just pick up your box, go play your games, put it all back in your box when you're done, put it away. So thank you for watching, and have a great day.